Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you an exciting game which Soviet chess Grandmaster David Bronstein played against Deep Blue computers. The game was played in 1996 in Brussels. This was a rapid game and Bronstein opened up with e4. Deep Blue responded with Sicilian defense and we have an aggressive wing Gambit. White is gambiting a pawn and in return wants to go for a rapid development of his queenside pieces in order to create an attack. d5. Black is not interested in allowing white's dark squared bishop to occupy this diagonal. That's why he's playing d5. He takes d5, queen takes d5, knight f3. At this point you have to be very careful because if a move like a takes b4, then you can step into this unpleasant check. That's why after queen takes d5 we see knight f3, e5, a takes b4, bishop takes b4 and rook a3. A very interesting move by Bronstein, right? He is employing his favorite strategy when facing computers and is making an exchange sacrifice that will give him an initiative and an enemy king trapped in the center. Once you are accepting the exchange sacrifice, something which happened in the game, this dark squared bishop is occupying a3 f8 diagonal, thus not allowing black king to castle kingside. Bronstein of course knew that the machine couldn't resist and he was like challenging the machine by saying, "Here is your puzzle, solve it please." So the exchange sacrifice was accepted and after bishop takes a3 we see e4. Here comes knight c3, queen a5, knight b5. Actually, instead of playing e4 at this point, it was very important to play a6, not allowing this knight b5, knight d6 jump. But instead we see e4, and there we have it. White knight is coming to harass black king. Knight c6, knight d6 check, king d7, knight c4. All the time white is managing to find ways of chasing black queen, right? Queen h5 and this time we see g4, queen h6, knight g1. Well, at this point g5 is a more active try. Queen h5 can't be played because of this knight e5 check, and if a move like queen g6 then knight h4. If here then knight hf5. Of course this is a more aggressive and active continuation than the one which we see in our game. In our game Bronstein moved back his knight on the initial square. King c7, meanwhile black wants to find a safe shelter for his king. Bishop g2, bishop e6. Black is offering his central pawn, but in return white also wants to complete his development. We see knight e2, knight f6, knight c3, queen g6. Well, at this point it was better to play rook a d8, sacrifice this pawn, and actually in this case if knight b5 check then black king has a safe shelter. But instead we see queen g6, knight b5 check, king d7, f3, queen g5, knight d6, queen h4 check, king f1, he takes f3, queen takes f3. We have a very sharp position and all hail to David Bronstein that he is managing to hold and not make a mistake in a rapid game. Knight takes g4 and knight takes b7, relying on the vulnerability of this diagonal. Knight takes e3 check, queen takes e3, rook e8. Well, at this point bishop c4 check could allow black to maintain advantage, and then queen f6 check, and then rook e8, and yes, black has a very active piece play. But instead, after queen takes e3, we see rook e8. Now the threat is bishop c4 check, but after this rook e8 move we have an equality on the board, and now let's see how Bronstein proceeded with the game. Queen c5 check, he's sacrificing the knight as well, and right now white is a rook down, right? Yes, but as black king is exposed, white is managing to give a perpetual check. Queen b5 check, king c8, queen c6 check. Just no way out. This is a draw. And yes, at this point the players repeated the moves, and there we have it. After queen d6 check we have a draw because after bishop d7 threefold repetition is on the board. To be honest, I really liked that provocative rook a3 move, and That was the main reason that I decided to share this game with you. Usually I'm refraining from publishing games where games end in a draw, but this time decided to make an exception and shared with you a game where Bronstein played boldly, and of course, as usual, he demonstrated his creative chess skills. In the chess puzzle for you, where the task is to find the mating line for white. There is a mate in 5, and I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. In the end, feel free to check out the playlist of David Bronstein's games as well, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.